For more on this, we're now on the line to analyst Ebraheem Deen. He's from the Center of Middle East Studies. A very good evening to you. He joins us via Skype. So, Mr. Deen, your thoughts on the fact that Mr. Khalifa Haftar did not sign the peace accord. Did you expect him to, though?
It did seem earlier as if the Russians would be able to force him to sign the agreement. Even though, because of the Russia's support, which is critical for him to maintain his offensive. But what we have seen in recent days is Khalifa Haftar receiving more assurances from both the UAE and Egypt. And we've seen, for example, today, reports showing that 2 military aircraft may have been sent from Abu Dhabi to Libya as a gift to Haftar for not accepting the ceasefire. So, Haftar has then decided to double down on his intention to march on Tripoli. Basically feeling that the UAE and Egypt and French support would be able to counter Russian anger over his non-signing of the agreement. So it's not a surprise. Also, it's not a surprise that these countries are supporting Haftar because many of them have ideological differences with the current government of National Accord.
Now, there were those who suggested that one of the reasons he couldn't have signed the deal is because Mr. Haftar traveled to Russia without consulting some of his allies, and that this possibly led to him not signing it, including possibly even rubbing the United Arab Emirates the wrong way.
Yes, the United Arab Emirates, the role of Abu Dhabi has been critical in ensuring a non-signature. But, in talking about alliances, it's significant that Haftar did travel with the House of Representatives head Aguila Saleh from the East. So, much of the East was represented talks. It's just that, many in the East don't believe in the political solution, especially, Haftar, but also the Mid-Khalid groups supported by the Saudis and the Emiratis don't believe in the political solution and just basically, see themselves as being able to march on Tripoli, especially because they, last week regained the city of Sirte. And so, it does seem as if this, that Haftar is no longer looking so much for a political solution or will only accept the political solution to ensure, the Eastern or the Libyan National Army militia consolidate control in the country. That doesn't augur very well for the rest of negotiations.
So what are your thoughts on what does this mean? Does this mean that this is the end of any hope of signing a peace deal, or is there still room to maneuver?
The first thing we need to note that the truce is still, largely being upheld. That's significant and constructive and does provide some room for optimism. However, in order for a proper deal to be negotiated, people, states such as France, such as the Emirates, do need to be able to be on board with the Russian peace initiative, and currently they're not. Also, as the report is saying, all these, the Russian peace initiative, for example, has just come about in the past few months, which has superseded the EU initiative, which seem to be, more holistic, more regional and more looking at the actual causes of the conflict. These current agreements are more ceasefire type agreements, which don't actually, deal with the actual causes of the current instability in the country.
And I want to talk about that. What is in that peace accord that would have made Haftar not want to sign? I mean, his critics say he surely has shown his colors by refusing to sign it. What are your thoughts? Is the deal...
Basically, he would never have signed it because it would have meant that he would have to go back to Jafra, the central city of Jafra, and move away from Tripoli. Basically, meaning that all the games, or much of the games in April and now would have been reversed. And that is the main reason he doesn't want to sign the agreement, because he still believes in many, who support him believe that, the political or talking about an agreement just allows them more space and more opportunity to actually militarily gain control of Tripoli. Whereas, this agreement actually seemed to be, and previous agreements calling for, or previous calls for ceasefire have, advocated for him to move, back to barracks. And this, unfortunately, in light of his intention to militarily conquer the country, not acceptable to him.
Now, Mr. Deen, those who say this could spill over into the two European leaders, that is, or rather the two opposing leaders, Turkey and Russia, seeing that they are on opposite sides of supporting this deal. How is that going to affect their relationship?
It does seem as if the Turkish-Russian relationship has been improving. There also was a complementary in-self agreement signed in terms of a ceasefire on Idlib, which also seems to be partially holding. So, Turkish-Russian relations are very good, and also in a sense that Turkey brought Siraj to the table, made him sign the agreement, is seen as a benefit for Turkey, especially, Turkey wants to continue its relationship with the GNA, especially in terms of, the Mediterranean deal that they have signed for oil and gas exploration. And this, this agreement or these negotiations and the fact that Turkey was able to hold up its side of the bargain, does augur well for Russian support for these issues.
All right, Mr. Deen, I need to ask this question quickly, and that is the legitimacy of those who are negotiating this deal. The African Union has indicated that it's going to ramp up its efforts for peace. Given how the Libyan situation unraveled, is the African Union not better placed, as some would argue?
It is better placed because it's continental, but also it was guided specifically by the neighborhood initiative, that started by Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt. So, yes, the African Union has less interest in terms of, economic interest in the conflict, and, will have a better, or does have more legitimacy. But, in saying so, unfortunately, the African Union doesn't have the political and military clout. And as we have seen numerous times over the past 6-7 years, these European initiatives and the French UN initiatives, and specifically the French initiative, have actually undermined, superseded the African Union initiative. And actually, we have seen what they would call forum shopping, where the different players only participate in the initiatives, that are going to benefit them.
All right, thank you very much, Ebraheem Deen. He is from the Center of Middle East Studies. He is an analyst there.